What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are back with another nice NBA slate. We do have a lot of back-to-back games, so slate could be better, but honestly, it's not that bad. I'm honestly liking a lot of props on here. I am going to do this video in reverse of usual in terms of I'm going to do player props first today, and then I'm going to do the money lines later because I feel like everybody stays for the props, and about half of the people stay for the money lines, so I figured we'll let the people who want to leave afterwards leave, and then I'll do the money lines afterwards. But anyways, player props will be first today. I am going to be picking a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of our VIP, so make sure you guys are sticking around for that. I'll be asking a question here in this video, and if you answer that question down in the comments, you will be eligible to win a free month. It'll be a random comment picker. The video does have to get 250 likes, so run those likes up, get us to 250, and I will be picking a winner to win free VIP. So let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. Winner from yesterday was, I asked if you guys preferred the money line or the player prop section of the video, and it seemed to be pretty consistent. Most people like both, but there seems to be some people did prefer the player props. But let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. So the winner from yesterday's video is going to be for Ethan Acock, who said, I like the player props more, but the money line is good to use for player props as well. So Ethan, I appreciate your comment here, man. Send me a message on Discord. I will get you added for that free month of VIP. I do appreciate the love and support from every single one of you guys. And let's take a look at our recap of yesterday, because yesterday we split our free picks again. We went 3-1 on our free picks. We missed one. The one that missed was Harden assists. Harden had 4 at halftime, and I think he ended with 4. I mean, he just did not do anything the second half assisting-wise. Taking a look at our Myro from yesterday. So this is the pick that I gave you guys for free. Where's it at? Okay, so I didn't even add it on here. So I didn't even add all the wins on here. Let me show you the slip that cashed yesterday. I'll pull it up real quick. So this is the one I gave you guys yesterday in VIP or in the free VIP picks that cashed. It was Brunson with Kevin Porter. Porter was free as heck, and then Brunson was very, very sweaty, but he ended up cashing there. Taking a look at our money lines yesterday. So the last couple days, guys, I have been running up a bag on the money line. So Spurs won and Kings won from the day before. We hit a 2-pick parlay here with Spurs and Kings, so it was plus 450. I run back these no-vig parlays every day. So if you're somebody who gets just the way that you like to bet is on these long shot parlays. I'm posting these every single day now. They're $25 maxes. They have to be over plus 300. And yeah, so it ends up being like plus 452. This is the one I smacked yesterday. Had the Hornets, Pelicans, Boston, and Minnesota money lines. It was plus 495, 25 returned 150. So a nice little dub there. I had the Cavs and Minnesota yesterday as well for plus money, 251, 523. Then I had the Pelicans for plus money as well. I actually posted this one on Instagram. If you're not following on Instagram, go do so. I'm going to post free picks there as well. So you got this if you ran it yesterday as well. But other than that, guys, great day. We swept baseball again. MLB spring training so far has been green for us. These are the 2 prize pick slips I posted. We had Boyle, Suarez, and Paddock, and then we had Abbott and Logan Webb as well. And we cashed both of those. We did take Imanaga and our man Jack here, JK. We took him under strikeouts as well, and they cashed. So overall, great day yesterday. We'd love to have you guys a part of it if you want to join. Looking at our bet tracker yesterday, we profited $273 on the money lines, and I'm going to show you guys proof because people are skeptical and they think that I can just listen. I will say a lot of people that have manual entry bet trackers are going to scam. I am posting the plays that I'm running, and T-Wolves and Cavs, Raptors, Nets, the no-vig boosts. I added up the entry for all 3 no-vig boosts, and then Pelicans money line, and I'm going to show you guys. So here's our Discord. These are the posts from yesterday. Or this is actually from the day before. I put Kings money line, Spurs money line, tough games to call, gave a write-up or whatever, and I posted the no-vig boost. That cashed. My dad posted Houston. I took Spurs cashed. Right here, sweep the money line. I made a little joke here about Smoothie because he gave it a thumbs down up here, so I was just kind of being funny there. But those 2 cashed. This is the start of yesterday. Pelicans money line, 1 unit. I post a slip. My dad posted his slips. I come down here, running this as my daily no-vig boost. You guys can see 25 to win and 148. This was posted at 12 p.m. yesterday. Then I ran Raptors, Cavs, and T-Wolves, and then Nets. I posted this. You can come down here. That was all that was posted. My dad cashed his, and then I cashed both of mine, and I put mine on there. So if you're trying to tell, they're posted there. It's exactly what I'm running. So just throwing it out there, showing the proof. That was the Discord. It was all there. So if you want to join the Discord, links down in the description. $10 a week or $25 a month. You can get 20% off using code NBA. If you're on this screen right here with the link, you hit +3 options, and you can choose the monthly or the yearly if you want to do it that way. But that's there. We'd love to have you guys a part of the community. Let's go ahead and jump into some player props for today because we have a nice slate that I really think that's going to be green today. So first pick on the slate that I want to talk about is going to be for our man Julian Champagnie. So I'm going to take our man Champagnie. This is a game that should be competitive. So we have the Spurs taking on the Raptors today. This one is going to be in Toronto again. The Spurs are traveling. The Raptors are on a back-to-back already. So yeah, this one could be slightly tough for the Raptors for sure. Raptors got beat last night, so I'm not expecting them to beat the Spurs, but it wouldn't shock me either. This Spurs team, one of the best in the league. They look extremely good, coming off of a strong win versus Detroit. Very close game, ended up winning by 11 points, but it was a tie game up to like the fourth quarter. So they had me sweating because I thought Detroit was going to end up beating them. But anyways, had Champagnie. I like Champagnie's PRA. So his PRA is 14.5. I like his original line here. Do I think his original line is sweat-free? No. This 15 line is going to be very sweaty. He had 24 his last game. You got to look at his minutes. So he played 36 minutes his last game. His minutes has slowly crept up. If they're giving him 30 minutes a game, any starting player with playing 30-plus minutes should be able to give us 15 PRA. And you can look at him on the season. His average minutes per game is 28.9. He has a lot of games where he just has like a random spike. But you got to understand, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries here as well. They're only missing Plumlee and David Jones-Garcia. So this team's pretty much fully healthy. They were pretty much fully healthy last game. Same lineup, and he played 36 minutes. So they're going to give him minutes like this. I like Champagnie for up to 15 PRA for sure. It was 12.5 last game for a regular line, so the line has definitely been inflated by a couple points. If you wanted to play this line at 12.5, I don't think that's a bad bet at all. 11.5 is actually a very safe bet in my personal opinion. Oh, gosh, we're going with my personal opinion part again. But anyways, I do like Julian Champagnie, 14.5 PRA. The matchup, I'm not going to say is the greatest. They are playing against Toronto. Toronto doesn't give a whole lot of stats to forwards. They give kind of middle of the pack and rebounds and assists, and then middle of the pack to points to the power forward. But I do think that Champagnie can have a good game here as long as this game stays competitive. If this game becomes a blowout, then obviously this is a prop that if he doesn't cash it early, he's not going to cash. But if you look at the Raptors, Scotty Barnes is questionable, okay? Hepburn is doubtful. Jakob Poeltl probable. So this is what I'm thinking. Poeltl sat yesterday. Barnes played. I'm thinking they're just going to swap it. I think that might have been the move here. I think they thought that they could beat or they could win the game yesterday, and they probably think the Spurs are going to be a little bit tougher of an opponent, so maybe that's why Barnes is going to sit this game. But anyways, they probably thought they could get a win last night, but this game I do think stays at least slightly competitive. I don't think it's going to be like a 30 or 40-point blowout to where the starters get pulled in the third quarter or anything like that. I'm hoping anyways, but we'll see what's going to happen. I like Champagnie. I like it for PRA, and I like it for rebounds. We played his boards at 3.5 the other day, and that one was free. Cashed it in the first quarter. I can't get my numbers right, man. First quarter, but 3.5 rebounds is a pretty good line for him. He's cashed it 80% of games almost on the season, averaging right at 6 boards per game. We just talked about his minutes. Versus Toronto, he had one game this season. He had 9 rebounds, so it seems to be a good matchup for him, both PRA and rebounds. And if you look at him over his last 10, 70%. So dude's been cashing us out on this. I don't think the matchup is bad at all. And I do think that this is a spot where Champagnie can give us 4 boards. So you can pick the one you want. If you play it on parlay play, you can get decent value here. I do want to say, if you guys do want to sign up for any partnered app, you know what to do. They're all listed down in the description. There's parlay play, sleeper, Novig, Dabble, Underdog, Better, Chalkboard, and now Kalshi if you want to sign up for any of those. But just let me know if you sign up for any of them, and I'll get you a free month of VIP for each one. So you can get up to 8 full months for free. And right now, parlay play does give you a $100 deposit match, and they give you $5 as soon as you join with our code Fantasy Aces. But Champagnie, right here, you can look at his PRA. It's going to be a regular 1.78x if you take him at 14.5. Now, if you plan on playing Champagnie with a normal line, another normal line, like pairing them together, so let's say you take another line that's a 1.7x, it's better to play these on Underdog. Underdog updated their app. I've had this for a while, but I haven't taken much advantage of it, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm starting to think that I'm an idiot for not doing that. But anyways, if you play 2 regular lines on Underdog, it's going to be a 3.5x compared to all other competitors that is a 3x. So you're getting a much better value on Underdog. A 3 pick's now a 6.5x other than a 6x. So Underdog's definitely, they know what they're doing with that. They're going to be getting a lot of usage from me just because of that. But if you plan on playing this with another regular lineup, I would say it's probably better to play it on Underdog. But if you want to play something like rebounds, 3.5, right here, 1.3x, you can run it for sure, and I think that's a good play. Who do I want to pair Champagnie with? So for pick number 2, we're going to take Champagnie, and I'm going to pair him with Isaiah Joe. Now, this one could be another line that's a little tough. Isaiah Joe hasn't been a guy that I've personally put money on very often. I don't think I have one time this season, so I'm kind of broadening of my player selection. But Isaiah Joe's been killing it, man. If you look at his last 10 games, he's averaging 20 points per game. Obviously, they're dealing with a lot of injuries. Missing Shea, missing A.J. Mitchell, missing Jalen Williams. Holmgren has not been putting up big shot volume. I thought Holmgren would be the guy that would be dropping 20-plus points per game with all these players missing. But Isaiah Joe's been doing that, man. Isaiah Joe's putting up he put up 14 and 13 field goal attempts his last 2 games, and he had 11 three-pointers in each of those games. So the dude's putting up tremendous shot volume from behind the three-point line. It's a great matchup versus Detroit. Or I ain't going to say great matchup in terms of stats. Detroit obviously has a very, very good defense. It's going to be a tough game for Isaiah Joe. And that's points and rebounds, by the way. Points is pretty close, very similar. But anyways, I do like Isaiah Joe today for either 14.5 points or 11.5 points, depending on which line you want to take and how you want to play it. But I think he can give us 15 points. I think it could be sweaty. If he shoots 10 plus 3, man, 15 points is nothing for 10 plus 3-point attempts. It's really not. Obviously, he's getting a few free throws per game. He's putting up 14 field goal attempts, so he's shooting a couple 2-pointers or whatever. Playing around 27 minutes per game. Last couple of games, he's had 30 plus. This is a game that's going to be tough for him. OKC has made me look dumb in terms of beating teams that I thought they wouldn't beat. They've won back-to-back games and games I thought they would have lost. I had Cleveland, and then I had Toronto yesterday, so they've bit me on both of these. If OKC comes out here and beats Detroit in Detroit, you're never going to see me bet against the OKC bench again. But this team's definitely got a tough matchup. Detroit's a very tough team to beat. One of the best teams in the league for a reason. But OKC's proved that they're a good team as well, and they can definitely win just because they're missing Shea and friends. So, anyways, give me Isaiah Joe up to 15 points. Depending on which line you want to take yourself, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But Isaiah Joe, if you play him at 14.5 points with Julian Champagnie, this is a 2.4x. Let's compare it with the Champagnie regular line and see what the value would be. So we did 14.5 PRA. So 3.2x. It's going to be better value on underdog for sure. It's going to be like a 3.7x or something on underdog. So definitely play it there. It's definitely better if you want to play these together. But I'm going to run. Let's see what we can come up with here. Let's go for this slip. So go back to Isaiah Joe. Might run Isaiah Joe at 14.5. We could do, what's 11.5? 1.7x. That's a great line, though. We could do a 3-pick. We could play these two and then play, that value actually went up. So we could play this and then throw in like another player that we think is a very good line. I've done this before and it's bit me, but that extra 3-point made, that's a lot of points. Let's see. I do like Jared Allen for 7.5 boards. We'll talk about that in a minute. I like Pritchard. Pritchard today is one of those lines that's really good. We could take Pritchard for 12 points, and it puts us at a double up. That should be free. I'm just going to do that. I think that's a good line. Pritchard, if he doesn't give us 12 points, I'm going to be really upset. Pritchard for 12 should be a line that gets hit. His line's 18.5 for a reason. But we're going to hit that. We're going to accept it. It's a double up right there if you want to play it. I only added Pritchard to increase the payout to make the multiplier close to a 2x. Remember that. I'm not adding Pritchard because I like 3 picks or whatever. If you play Isaiah Joe's regular line, it's going to be better value. You're getting a better payout, and you can take Pritchard off. So Isaiah Joe for 15 is a good line. The only reason I did not put Isaiah Joe at 15 in this slip is because I'm going to go play it with Champagnie on the other slip on underdog. And I'm going to play them together and get almost a 4x. That's my thought process. I'm going to play them together, and then I'm going to use like a 50% boost, and it might end up being close to a 5x. So it might be get very, very good value on 2 picks. So that's what I'm thinking for today, which is why I didn't run it on that one. Come over here to track picks so you guys can see those 2 plays. I do think Isaiah Joe and Champagnie have good games. And I do like Peyton Pritchard. The main thing about Peyton Pritchard today is Jaylen Brown's questionable, and they're on a back-to-back. They're playing versus the Nuggets. The Celtics can honestly beat the Nuggets. They can. They've shown they can beat pretty much any team. They whooped the Lakers in L.A. They should keep this game at least close with the Nuggets, and Pritchard should be able to put up some points. So 12.5 is low. 18.5 is not a extremely high line. It's a little bit high for Pritchard. He kind of bit me yesterday, but it's a 2x right now boosted. So I don't dislike that line, especially if Jaylen Brown sits. But that's beside the point. Let's talk about the third pick of the day, and let's talk about this second slip. So for the third pick of the day, I'm taking our man Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome sat in the last game due to illness. He should be fine. if he's playing. There's no questionable. He's not on an injury list, nothing like that. So Ty Jerome should play, and I like his points. It's 11.5 up to 14.5. Another line that I like on his points. His original line 16.5. I like up to 15. I'm probably not going to risk it any higher than 15. He's not a guy who puts up a tremendous amount of shot volume. He did put up 16 shots his last game versus Miami, but Miami's a very fast-paced team. Today they're playing against Golden State. This isn't a team that should blow them out either. So I think the Grizzlies can beat the Warriors at home. The Warriors are missing about everybody. They got beat by the Pelicans last night. They're on a back-to-back. The Grizzlies are not on a back-to-back. This is the chance the Grizzlies can go get a win. The Grizzlies are a tanking team. It wouldn't surprise me if they got beat for 100%. But Ty Jerome, 15 points. I like it in this matchup in a game that should be competitive. When you look at Golden State's points defense, they give up about 11th in the league at 114 points per game. If you go to the guard position, they have a very weak point guard defense and a pretty strong shooting guard defense. So obviously the matchup here is okay. I like to average these out when I'm looking at guards because you never know who's going to guard who, or sometimes you don't. So you would just add them together, 35 divided by 2. So you're looking at middle of the pack, around 17th in the league if you compare it to the guard position overall. So I do like Ty Jerome, 14.5 points, 11.5 is going to be one of those other free squares in my opinion. He averages 10.3 field goal attempts over his last 10 games, which isn't a lot. But look at his minutes as well. He's kind of getting around 21, 22 minutes per game. So he's not getting a ton of minutes, which is why, 16 field goals in 20 minutes is a lot. So hopefully he keeps putting up volume like that. Hopefully he gets good minutes. They're missing about everybody. Missing Morant, Zach Edey, Coward, Clark. Kyle Anderson's questionable. Aldama's out, so they traded Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, they're missing so many players. Golden State's in the same position. Missing Butler, Cryer's questionable. Seth and Steph Curry are both out. Al Horford probable. Porzingis is going to be sitting this game. So, Golden State's in rough shape as well. But I do like Ty Jerome. I will be taking a chance on him. It's probably going to be a popular play, so don't get mad at me if he chalks. That's a 1.5x for 14.5 or 1.18 if you'd play his 11.5 points. But I was going to pair him with Jared Allen. So they have a Jared Allen boost right here at 7.5 boards. I think this is a good slip. I like this play a lot. Jared Allen has been really good for 8 boards lately. He's been grabbing almost double-digit boards per game. So let's take a look at him. They're playing against Milwaukee. The Bucks can put up a fight. Both these teams are on a back-to-back, I believe Milwaukee. Yeah, they played last night because we had Kevin Porter. So the thing about this is Giannis is questionable. So Giannis might actually play tonight. If Giannis plays, this game could be, he's going to be limited for sure. But this game could be kind of competitive. Cleveland coming off a loss, they're coming off of a win versus the Knicks from yesterday. What am I talking about? I had Cleveland money line. But anyways, Jared Allen, rebounds. Let's get back on track. Your boy's losing his train of thought. Too many things going on my screen. But 7.5 boards. So he's catching 9 straight games. He's averaging 11.4 over his last 10. I don't like just going by this, but you got to kind of take in consideration how the players are playing on a little stretch as well. He's getting 14 and 15 boards a lot of these games. 17 versus Portland. He had 10 last night versus the Knicks. He's playing 28 minutes a game pretty much, so he can look for him to get 28 minutes tonight as long as it stays competitive. You look at the rebounds defense for Milwaukee. They get up 17th in the league. If you go to center position, it's not as good. They only give up 6th, but I still think Jared Allen should be able to give us 8 boards. It's a low line. His line today is set at 9.5. It's actually 10 at even odds on Prize Picks. So you're getting very good value here as a boost on parlay play. So that's one reason I like this. So we're going to lock him in for a double up here. $250 is one unit for me. I may up my unit size soon. I don't know, but we're going to do $250 here for this slip. And that's what I've got. So taking a look at our track picks, we're going to refresh, and I'm going to show you the 2 slips. And then we'll jump into some money lines. And we'll talk about the games I like for today because money lines have been very, very green, as you guys have seen. So Isaiah Joe, Champagne, Pritchard, and then Ty Jerome and Jared Allen if you want to play these 2 slips. So let's go ahead and jump over to the money line section of this video. So before we jump into this, I'm going to go ahead and ask the question. So today's question is going to be, who do you think win in the 2 games, OKC and Pistons, and then Spurs and Raptors? I'm doing 2 games, that way people don't just, I feel like most people are just going to take Spurs and Detroit, and it's just going to be one of those, it's going to be one of those comments where everything's the same. That's fine. It doesn't have to be some spectacular question or anything. So just tell me who you got in these 2 games. You just drop Spurs, Pistons, OKC, Raptors, whatever you want to do, and just drop them down in the comments. Leave any comment you want. You can say whatever you want. If you have a question about anything, you can leave it down there, and I'll try to get back to you. I've been really bad about replying to comments lately. I'm going to attempt to be better than that going forward. I do read the comments, but I haven't been replying to them, so I need to start replying again. Sorry about that. When you get 250 comments some days, it makes it very tough. And of course, ad blocker does that. But Anyways, first game on the slate. We have OKC taking on the Thunder. This one is going to OKC taking on the Pistons. This one is going to be in Detroit. Detroit are minus 265 favorites at home, 7.5 spread, 220.5 total. Right now, most of the money is going to be on Detroit. Now, I told you I've been against OKC the last 2 games. They've proved me wrong in both games. I was on the right side of the Spurs Pistons. I don't think the Pistons lose back-to-back games in Detroit. And I don't think the OKC's bench can beat them. OKC will have a hard time fully healthy versus this Detroit team. I really think that. This Detroit team is good, and they're not missing anybody other than Isaiah Stewart, who's out for suspension. OKC is missing a lot. Give me Detroit here. This line is pretty juiced, minus 265. You can't straight bet it. Do I think they cover at a 7.5 point spread? I don't know, man. That one gets a little bit sweaty. I could take up to like 4.5 points, but 7.5 is a lot of points to give, especially with the way OKC's been playing. But if I had to pick one of these two, I'd probably take Detroit before I take OKC plus 7.5 because they're on a back-to-back, and this game, maybe they've been playing just spectacular the last couple of games. They don't play that way this game. But give me Detroit to win. I think they win this game, and they probably end up being on my long shot parlay on Novig today. Next game is going to be the Spurs versus the Raptors. This one is going to be in Toronto. They're plus 270 underdogs at home. 7.5 spread, 229.5 total. Public betting, most of the money going to be on the Spurs for good reason. The Raptors are on a back-to-back. They just got beat by OKC. They're potentially missing Scotty Barnes, which is their better player. Pirtle's probable, but it doesn't matter because Scotty Barnes is probably going to sit. And then you look at this Spurs team, pretty much fully healthy, who are on like a 9-game win streak or something. So they're looking really, really good. There's not really any... I don't think it's like some trap or anything. I do think the Spurs win. I do think Toronto could come out here and shock us and give us a win at home, plus 270. It's not like some unheard of thing playing in Toronto, but the Spurs are the better team. They're healthier and they're fresher. So I mean, it's hard for me to bet against this Spurs team in a spot like this. So give me the Spurs. If I had to pick the spread for the Spurs, I'm probably taking the Spurs minus 7.5 before I take Toronto plus 7.5. But I would probably end up buying that down if I ended up playing, or I just play the money lines together and have like minus 140 or something, depending on what the odds are. I'd have to look at it, but yeah, that's kind of what I got for that game. Nothing out of the ordinary. Like I think most people have the Spurs winning this, but if you have Toronto, then cool. I mean, it's not stupid. Plus 270 is not a bad play. Golden State versus the Grizzlies. Now this is where we get to some spots where it can be a trap and it could not be a trap. You just have to hope you get lucky on this one, really. So Memphis is plus 156 at home. 3.5 spread, 230.5 total. Most of the money's on Golden State, and that shocks me. I kind of expected a lot of money to be on Grizzlies. This is the first time I've actually looked at where the money is on this game. Now, I think this could be a trap in terms of I want to lock the Grizzlies at plus money because they're at home and Golden State's missing so many players and they've looked horrible and they're on a back-to-back, and it's just everything points to this is a potential win for the Grizzlies. But I feel like a lot of this money might move in the Grizzlies' position later, and I think that Golden State could come out here and fire on all cylinders and just beat the brakes off the Grizzlies. I think that definitely could happen. But as of right now, I'm rolling with the Grizzlies at plus 156 because I do think this is a game they can win. Look at Golden State's win rate on the road. They have a 39% win rate on the road, 52% overall. So they played very poorly on the road. Back-to-back road games, coming off of a loss to New Orleans, played big minutes last night. Like, this team's missing everything. Like, they're missing a lot. Draymond's getting old, man. Like, this is a spot where Memphis can get a win. Now, Memphis is missing about everybody on their team. I understand that. Their bench doesn't look good. Like, their team's just not looking good at all. But they were able to beat the Jazz. They were able to beat Minnesota on the second. Not sure who was missing that game. That's the road games. What am I talking about? Let's go back to all games first of all. They were able to beat the Jazz. That's the only game they have in like last 7 games that they've won. Beat the Kings and Minnesota and back-to-back before that. But anyways, coming off decently close games. Lost to the Kings, lost by 9 points, lost to Miami by 16. I mean, that's kind of a rough loss. But lost to the Nuggets in Denver by 6. They've been keeping some games competitive. They played against Golden State in Golden State and only lost by 1 point. I think this is a spot for the Grizzlies, man. Give me the Grizzlies here at plus 156. Don't think it's a bad bet, and I'm going to be locking them in today for a unit most likely. Next game's going to be Rockets versus Kings. This game I'm not touching. It's got a 14.5 spread. I think the Rockets beat the Kings. The Kings haven't showed me much. Maybe Reynaud has a good game. You could play him in like a player prop or something, but this game's ugly. I'm fading this one. Next game's going to be Bucks-Cavs. Bucks-Cavs is going to be in Milwaukee. It's plus 317 underdogs. Milwaukee are at home. 9.5 spread, 227.5 total, with most of the money going to be on Cavs money line, but most of the money on Milwaukee getting plus 9.5. Now, both teams are on back-to-backs. Milwaukee just beat Miami last night by 11 points. Pretty strong win for the Bucks. And I actually said in yesterday's video that Bucks are live dogs. I'm pretty sure. If I didn't say it in the video, I said it last night in our mentorship meeting, because I was talking to the guy in there, and I was like, the Bucks really could come out here and beat Miami. I don't think that's a bad play if you want to play them. They were like plus 200 last night as well. So definitely live dogs playing against the Cavs. The Cavs are definitely the better team in my opinion. Max Strus is out. Milwaukee might have Giannis. We've already talked about this already. Giannis is questionable, probably going to play limited minutes. They're plus 300 underdogs though. You can't really play the Cavs on this one unless you're playing them like some massive parlay, a 9.5 spread. It's hard to take the spread here as well. 10 points is quite a bit to give, especially if Giannis does play. So this one's probably going to be a fade for me unless I took Cleveland money line in like a long shot parlay, but unless I have to use it, then I won't. So as I was talking about those no-vig parlays, they have to be plus 300 before you can use the boost. So if something happens and I get it myself to like a minus, or I get to like plus 260 in 2 picks and I need one more play, then I might just throw the Cavs on there to get it over 300, but it really just depends. I have to look at the slate. I'm putting all these together and trying to find the best combination in terms of payout. So we'll see. But give me Cleveland to win this game. Bucks are live dogs, though. Last game is going to be the Celtics versus the Nuggets. Now, this one's going to be in Denver. Denver are minus 170 or minus 150 favorites at home on Kalshi. 3.5 point spread, 229.5 total, with money pretty much split down the middle. When you look at these two teams, so Boston's on a back-to-back. They just come off of a pretty good win versus Phoenix. And you look at the Nuggets are 2-3 days rest. They just lost to Golden State in Golden State, so that's a tough loss, man. Jaylen Brown didn't play last night. He's questionable for today. I think he might play today, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Tamar Bates out for Nuggets. Aaron Gordon out. Jamal Murray's probable. Jalen Pickett's out. Strother's out, or probable, I mean. Peyton Watson is out. So missing a lot of players on this side as well. Jamal Murray's probably going to play. I think they're all going to play, but it is what it is. Like, they're still missing some. I do think the Nuggets should be able to get a win, but let's talk about this Celtics team, because this Celtics team is very, very good compared to what I expected. Now, I didn't expect them to be bad, but I did not expect them to have one of the better records in the league. So, Celtics without Tatum have proved me wrong this season. They look great, and I wouldn't be surprised if they come out here and got a win. But looking at the odds here, best odds are going to be on Boston for sure, plus 150. If I was going to play Boston spread, I'd probably just take their money line. I don't know, though. This one's tough. Boston at plus 150 is hard to fade, but I'm on to the Nuggets, man. Boston on the back-to-back in Denver. I just think the Nuggets win this game. So I'm going with Denver minus 150. I'm going to lock them in. But that's what I got for today, guys. Those are the picks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the structure of this video, because I'm pretty sure that's the way I'm going to continue to do things. I think I'm going to do player props first, because I think that makes more sense, actually. I do like talking about the games, because it gets me like in the habit of talking about which games are fast-paced, and for my write-ups for the props, it helps me a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. See what you guys think about this one. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys cash everything. If you want to join the Discord, link to the WAPs down in the description. The Discord's free. If you want to join the VIP area, it's only $10 a week or $25 a month. It's not that expensive compared to a lot of these other guys charging $100 a month or $100 a week, which I've tried to keep this cheap enough for people to join anyway, because of all the scammers. I hate the scamming bullcrap that goes on. But anyway, that's beside the point. But hope you guys have a great day. I'll see y'all on the next one. And yeah, just let me know if you need help with anything in the Discord.